What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are in Cyberpunk 2077, and today I'm going to be going over how you can kind of respec your character and what it entails. I would honestly say this is one of the most important things to learn early game, so if you're not sure about that, then stay tuned, that's coming up next. Welcome back, all you gamers. So as always, if you're into gaming and you're into Xbox, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon, and I'll bring you all the latest and greatest hints, tips, guides, builds and fun gameplay for all the upcoming games. But for the moment, you're here to find out that really important question: can you actually respec in Cyberpunk 2077? Now, if you've read the description, you're here because you probably know something about the tabula e-rasa and you want to know where to get it. So first things first, you can get them literally any single Ripper dock. So if I show you the map, a Ripper dock, pretty much look for that just there. Ripper dock, upgrade, install and remove cyberware here. It looks like kind of a medical tool, kind of like tongs as such. That's what we're going to go with anyway. So I'm going to make my way just to the closest one. You'll have to excuse the crazy noises that's going on. I have no idea where they come from. But yeah, so in any single Ripper dock, what you can do is if you go to them, you click on them as if you're going to purchase something, and then instead of going to your cyberware feature, so obviously if you wanted new cyberware, new implants as such, you'd scroll through these and see what you want. But instead of that, you're going to go over to the trade toggle. It doesn't matter whether you press LB or RB, either way you're on trade. So this way is trade, and as you can see, that way is exactly the same thing. Now over here, and if you'll notice the absolute hefty price, so this is not something you want to be doing all the time, not unless you're absolutely minted at end game. So it costs you 100,000 eddies, so 100,000 cash, and what it actually does, it's called the tabula e-rasa, and if we read it, it says restores all spent perk points, allowing you to redistribute them. That's exactly what it does, which is great, except for the fact that it's only for perks. So if I go into this and go to my character, if for example you think you're going to buy it, and say for example you get halfway through the campaign and you think, right, I've made a stealthy character, now I want to go the complete opposite, I'm going to make a tank who's really good with assault rifles. You probably won't be able to. These right here are your attribute points. So if you have a little look, I've got 0 to put into them, but I have 2 perk points. So what that basically means is each of these, say for example I went into body, once I click on that, if I am able to, so if this is high enough, because obviously if you know how the skill trees actually work, what you'll have to do is you have to have enough in that skill tree to be able to purchase them in the first place. So for example here, the level of the related attribute required to unlock this is level 11. So if I do not have level 11 just over here on body, I can never actually purchase this one until I have it. So as you can see, what you can do is you can reset these within your actual attributes at any time because they are perks. So say for example you spent loads in here and then after that you thought, you know what, instead of that I want to make a shotgun build, and you prefer to put it over here, then what you could do is basically spend it, respec all of this, and then kind of allocate it into a different one as such. So you can go different paths, but only in the kind of skill trees that you've already set. So these right here I will not be able to change, I will only be able to go upwards from 7. Only be able to go upwards from 8, and only be able to go upwards from 8 over here. I will not be able to minus these in any way that I have found in game at the moment. Now, if I'm wrong and you're much further than me and you found a way, then drop it in the comments, because I would love to know and I'll chuck another video on. But as far as I can see, I can only find a way to actually distribute the perks differently by using the tabula e-rasa. So what that basically means is, from the start you may want to just click into them and kind of have a little overview of what you want your character to be like. And obviously also, now if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, you might want to Google it, but I think someone told me it goes up to level 50. So you're going to want to make sure, say for example you wanted all the way in athletics because you wanted to get that. The highest that I've seen myself, I may be wrong, but I think the highest you need for a perk is 20 in it. So if you're going all the way into one kind of a build, you'll want to make sure that you can get at least 20 in that to unlock the highest one. Now, one thing to actually note with skill trees that I wasn't fully aware of at the start, I thought that they were kind of, how can I put it, kind of like a flow. So you see where this one has the wires that connect to this one, and this one connects to the middle, and so forth, and etc. That means not much as far as I can tell. Basically, if you have enough to unlock it, so say for example I didn't want this one, I don't have to. I can pick this one straight away. I can unlock this one straight away. If I had 20, I can unlock this one straight away. I do not have to make my way through a certain kind of flow. I do not have to connect all these like you would in some games. Even this one all the way over here, if I had 18, I could just unlock that straight away. So don't worry too much, you don't have to unlock ones that you don't want to have in your actual arsenal as such. You can kind of just pick and choose, which is really nice. But all I'm saying is you may want to kind of work out what path you're going to be choosing, and that way you kind of won't go too wrong. So even if you liked all of the ones in Athletics, Annihilation and Street Brawler, if you wanted them to be a tanky kind of tough character, then you would want to spec into Body as such. If for example you didn't want that and you wanted them to be much better at hacking, then you may want to have a little look over into the Intelligence side and have a look at these instead. So basically the tabula e-rasa is absolutely amazing if you want to change single perks around, but it will never change this right here. I'm thinking that's probably because what they want to do is make sure that they have a lot of replayability for the game. So obviously at the moment I don't believe there's a new game plus, so it's probably so that once you've completed it you did probably try a completely different route with your character. Right guys and girls, hopefully I haven't taken up too much of your time. Like I said, if you want to join the Sofa Squad for all things gaming, then hit that subscribe and bell icon, and as always, take care. I'll see you on the next day.